Today is the day where I dropped this video that's long overdue. Drop this 92 Fox video so you guys who are interested in joining the United States Army can have a better understanding of what life is like as a 92 Fox, a petroleum supply specialist in the United States Army. This video, what it's like to be a 92 Fox, how the AIT experience is, what to expect when you get into the military with this MOS, and what are some jobs that you can get into, decide that you want to leave the United States Army as a 92 Fox, a petroleum supply specialist. I did this with the help of my good friend, 92 Fox fellow member, and it's time to drop this. Let's get into this long overdue video.
You ready?
Let's get it. So first things first, it's gonna be a real 100% authentic conversation because a lot of people out there who didn't even join the military yet don't even know
What 92 Fox is.
what shit, not just 92 Fox, but a lot of jobs in general. But we just so happen to be blessed enough to be 92 Foxes in the military.
Facts.
So
When you say blessed, don't take that job for granted, but go ahead.
yeah, you're blessed to be able to go through the opportunity to go through basic training at AIT, pass AIT, and actually come join the Army as a 92 Fox tribe.
Right.
So we're gonna just have an open conversation about that stuff. So first things first, introduce yourself. I know who I am, I'm Javon.
They call me Big Hendo. I don't like my personal name.
You'll be on that TikTok.
I be on TikTok though. Call me Big Hendo. Make TikTok military content. I'm all about education. Make yourself knowledgeable. So I'm a 92 Fox tribe too. E4 in the Army, and I love being a 92 Fox.
So you jump right into it. You love being a 92 Fox.
Yeah.
Why do you love being a 92 Fox? And can you briefly give your experiences through AIT?
So this is gonna be the craziest thing. So when I went to AIT, right, my class was considered one of the worst classes because a dude in my class had cheated with the answers and gave all the answers away and said we wasn't gonna be able to graduate. They said we was gonna push our graduation like a month back. And I just like, all my other friends that I went to basic training with was graduating from AIT, it was getting places, and I'm like, why do I gotta go through hell and back just to graduate and get to my duty station? So every time I feel like I'm going through obstacles, I feel like it's worth more than what people really see it as. Like, if you gotta go through hell to get through something, not get off track, but like, I felt like, okay, I must be needed to be a 92 Fox tribe. So about 4 months into my unit, I went to a place, I really did my job. I was doing fuel work inside the field. And everybody, let me tell you something. You can pump gas at a gas station, but I guarantee you, the fuel man that pull up in the truck, you can't do his job. You know what I'm saying? So you can, so everybody be like, oh, I did 92 Fox truck work, but you can get out and pump gas all you want. But I guarantee you, I put you on the back of a Hemet 969. You know what I'm saying? I put you on that big 5K.
Right.
You won't be able to touch it like I touch it unless you done it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
you done did it.
like I said, you can pump gas. But I just love the obstacles that I went through to get to where I'm at, and having people around me that's been doing it 10 plus years, 5 plus years, that really could tell me like it's a chill MOS, but at the same time, this is your time you get dirty. Everybody be talking about how they've been in the field, but nobody really been to the airfield, and I can have that experience. I got that experience. Mm-hmm. So you go up to them choppers and you try to plug in one of them hoses and you don't know what you're doing. You don't know about grounding, how many feet in this type
Grounded
of
and bonding.
Grounded and bonding in this type of
Hey, play around, you gonna die.
yeah, you can mess around and die. But if you don't know how to ground your grounding stick, and that goes for a lot of other things, but for fuel specifically and different type of terrain, it can become difficult. Now some people will be like, well, I never did that. But me, I'm all about getting a job done, officially, but getting it done right because I'm scary. I ain't gonna lie, I'm scary.
When I was at AIT, we talking about grounding and bonding. They talking about you don't do it right, you get electrocuted. What am I getting myself into? I ain't with that for real. But all about understanding what you're scared of, what makes you fearful,
right? And
then being a man, being a soldier, whatever you is, tackling that task.
Right.
But go ahead, continue.
That's 100%. Yeah, that was answering your question.
All right,
why I love it, but I'm open for more.
So we got a lot to unpack because now being a 92 Fox really it's more than just what people think it is.
Facts.
It's more than just people think.
Depending on where
gas.
you go to,
So you got ground and you also got aviation, right?
Aviation.
So when you was in AIT, where did you want to go? When you left, you wanted to go ground, you wanted to go aviation?
I really didn't have no drive of what I wanted to do. I just wanted to get out of AIT. Not to throw that question off, but I'm like, man, I just want to get out of this place, make my job out of something fun. Because everybody was like, well, that's a low job. And me trying to do naturalization, I'm like, I don't really care. People, they talk down on that. But the reason why I got that job, and I told you why, but I was like, don't talk down on the job if you picked it. Everybody talking, oh, it's an easy job. But I really Me seeing the helicopters in AIT, you know what I'm talking about?
Man, them broke down.
They was broke down, but I'm like, just imagine me running up, putting fuel in it, and I'm the reason why it goes.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I'm the
crazy.
reason that it can come down. I never want to be the reason why it come down the negative way, but I want to be the reason why it come down the positive way. You know, I wanted it to land right. I want to make sure I'm putting the proper fuel in there. So,
Still on that real quick, we talking about helicopters and stuff like this. So when I was in sort of kind of, I had the opportunity to work with some of the aviation parts,
right.
on the aviation side, the fueling part, and being able to work on them helicopters and putting fuel up in there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, like, if the helicopter went down because of bad fuel, you'll be the first person they interrogate because of the fact that that's the first line of contact because you put fuel in there.
Right.
So it's kind of like a high risk job because if something happens to the helicopter on the aviation
You in
side,
trouble.
man, you went to jail for some years,
Especially if nobody know about Fort Leonard Wood.
bro. For lost in the woods.
Fort Lost in the
They gonna
Woods.
leave you in the
They
woods.
They gonna leave you there, boy. You can get in some trouble.
Where you stationed at right now?
So I'm at Fort Carson, but you know we out here in the trenches right now. Now, but for real, I feel like I'm in the trenches. I'm not living my bougie lifestyle that I like. So
This man said I'm in the trenches.
I'm
So-
in a different location right now, but I'm stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado.
Okay, so are you in ground or you in aviation in Colorado?
So I'm in ground, but I did a couple aviation missions. So
And how you like those? How would you like that? How you like the aviation compared to ground?
Aviation take up more time during the day.
They do.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could be called at any moment. But if I was to have a set schedule, I would say aviation.
Okay.
I love talking to people that in a different career that I like. I like aviation. So, yeah.
Okay. Because a lot of people out there not in the Army and they don't know what it's like being a 92 Fox, none of that. Talk about some opportunities outside, like when you get out the military, when you get out the Army and stuff like that. What could you get yourself into? Or some things that you possibly will get into, even if it's not on the fueling side, just off of going through your 92 Fox pathway,
Right.
where you are now currently, what would you get into on the outside as well? too?
So I'm not gonna make this long drone, but it's a lot of things that you do in the military that set you up for other opportunities that don't seem like it's connected to the lesson that you're learning. So when you learn valves, right? You learn how to open certain valves. You know, when you go on the pipeline and you learn how to do that. That could be used in the oil field or when you're doing plumbing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got different valves open and you learning this, I'm like, okay, maybe I want to get out and do plumbing. It depends on what you're gonna do afterwards. But most likely, everybody gonna say, okay, I'm gonna go fuel at an airport, or I'm gonna drive a
That's
fuel
what I said.
truck.
I wanna work
You
at
know,
Delta Airlines.
that's just like common. But if you have, you go through different levels of AIT, different levels of certification. You do a fuel handlers class, and that's other MOSs have fuel handlers class. So when it comes to fuel, getting out, you can become a fueler, or you can control fuel form.
Be a manager
You know?
of a fuel farm.
So it's because you see your gas when you come to the field, what I learned at AIT is how to run a fuel form. I learned how to test the fuel form. I
Right.
learned how to test how high it is. I learned how to test how much sediment and dirt is inside of it. Different things, especially when you get up in ranks. Because you can start off as a fueler as an E1 to E4, E5, you know.
Speaking of that, he newly promoted.
Yeah.
Pop your ish, man.
You know, I got promoted to E4 before 2 years, and that was one of my goals. Not to down anybody else, but that's just one of the
Big
goals.
specialist, big Hendo, what
specialist.
you be saying?
But saying, when I learned those different things, I can take them and use them in different places.
So where you at with your career path? You get out tomorrow. What you think? You gonna stay in the fueling part, or you gonna do something different?
I mentioned education, right?
All right.
I don't care what nobody say, but education is the most things. I came into the Army with a degree, but because of naturalization, I couldn't really go further than what I needed to do. So what I can tell y'all to do is get your education. If it's pertaining to fuel or if it's not pertaining to fuel, get your education. My career path, what I want to do is I sat down and I wrote goals in a class that I had, and I found out my why and the values that it took for me to accomplish that. So I want to do a full 8 years. So if I want to go live somewhere else, they can't call me back.
Right.
But through these 8 years, I want to get as farther as I can. Want to get as many certificates, I want to get my master's. That's my career path.
So with that, you talking about getting your education in the military and staying 92 Fox? Staying in the
military.
Or you gonna reclass to probably like a 92?
So I
Yankee
want
or-
to reclass, but that's my problem right now is having enough time to further my education that I can use outside the military. Obviously, it's worth more than an enlisted certificate that you get out of the AIT. But working on my civilian education and also making sure, because everybody say I want to get out as an E5. I want to get out of this at E5.
Right.
But take it a little further and go E6. You could tell me, well, I'd rather stay at E4 than work on this. And that was my thing that I was having in my head. But I'm like, let's say if you're going to do something right the first time, go ahead and do it. That way you ain't backtracking. You're not just settling. Because if you settle, you're going to always do the bare minimum.
Well, I'm approaching the end of my contract. I think he got what? He got one more year?
A year and a half.
A year and a half. So me, I'm reclassing. Because I personally, the opportunities that it gave me, I'm going to try something different. I want it because why not try something different? Right. So what I'm going to try to get into, which is going to be another MOS going to be interesting, I think, is the 9-2 Yankee. 9-2 Fox. I feel like if you want to try your hand in something that's going to be unique, something that can get you in the door, and possibly make 6 figures outside, do it. Meet people that got corporations and they run oil refineries all over the planet. So, yeah.
And this going to be something that you may not want to even hear, but I'm going to say this straight up. I'm an E4, but don't base everything off of what people say negatively about the MOS or the Army in general. The main thing I want to say is before you even get in, how you got people on TikTok complaining, you got people on YouTube complaining, because go work at McDonald's and you may have a good manager, you may have a bad manager. You may want to be in a positive environment, I understand that, but the world is the world. And you can't change how people are, but you can change what kind of environment you around. So I don't care how much negativity, you keep finding negativity with positivity. Then you say, okay, if I'm in this certain environment, I'm not going to be miserable because I'm in a certain environment. I'm going to try my best to be better, but I don't mean I got to stay miserable because everybody want to say, oh, my platoon sergeant is toxic. In order for you to fight toxicity, you got to filter it. So if you got dirty water, you got to filter it. So you keep filtering it with positivity. And you keep saying, I'm not going to base everything off of what my auntie said when she joined and how they wouldn't let, women do this, or my uncle when he joined, how they wouldn't let men have beer. It's just come in, understand what you get yourself into, learn what regulation is, ARs, that stands for Army Regulation. You learn that, come into the Army, learn what's in your contract, because a lot of people get mad, they don't read. If you don't never read, you don't never acquire knowledge. So read what your contract is, read what you're getting yourself into. Don't look at every review, but this is going to be a positive.
But that's what I'm saying. Get with people who actually be doing this stuff. Don't listen to the people that are going to be sending you off and stuff like that. Yeah. They're going to send you off.
Because a lot of people saying, oh, I'm going to get out. I know you say you got a plan. So if you don't have a plan, you still don't also let some people be like, well, stay in if you don't have a plan. Because you can make a plan in a month that can work. So it don't take much to plan either. But
right. I want to dive back into the AIT situation real quick.
Right.
So, real quick, AIT is located where? For people who don't know where it's located.
Mine is at Fort Lee, Virginia. Right.
How long is the AIT? What can people expect in terms of the length of this AIT?
Hopefully, I think it's still 10 weeks.
Hopefully.
A little 10 weeks, so you just doing basic training time all over again.
So what I heard, my AIT instructor, he told me, he was like, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man, it really should be like a 6-5 week course.
Yeah.
And I agree.
It should.
Because if you think about it, about 10 weeks.
10 weeks
and it really ain't that complicated. They overextend the AIT.
That's about everything in the Army though. You know what I'm saying? Why we gotta be in the field 30 days? You know what I'm saying?
No, really 29 because they want to pay you for the 30 days.
Yeah, they don't want to pay you for 30 days.
That's technically TDY at that point. They're not gonna pay you.
But you chilling, you just gotta go, okay, I'm doing the 10 weeks. I do this I be looking at it like not a prison bid because I don't want to sound like that. I be like, let me do this little.
He was saying everything like as you say. We in the trenches right now. He's what he said. He's like, we in the trenches.
Let me do this little 10-week bid, get out, have my little freedom. I can walk with my phone while I'm in civvies because I couldn't have civvies while I was in.
Y'all couldn't have no civvies at all.
Nah, man, we messed it up.
How y'all messed that up, bro?
I told you, bro, cheated. We were supposed to get civvies the last week. My drill sergeant, fresh out of drill sergeant academy, I couldn't be mad at him. So I'm like, say less.
If y'all gonna cheat, bro, just do it the smart way for real.
I wouldn't say cheat though. I would say get that knowledge because you showed up to your unit.
I ain't cheating.
I showed up to my unit. They was like, how you know all this? I'm like, shoot, I didn't cheat.
You feel like being a 9-2 Fox, it's not even that hard to where you gotta cheat?
Nah, it ain't that hard.
It's not that hard.
It ain't that hard. I think you gotta apply yourself. Most people was on their weekdays or getting out of work, they want to take 10 to 15 minutes to study. You know what I'm saying? You take 10, 15, you be scrolling on your phone 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
You take little 15 minutes, go over it, and people were mad at me because I wasn't the person to study. I just listened to what he had to say in class. But then them last 2 weeks, I started getting content and falling asleep.
Now, I ain't gonna hold you though. I was studying my like, bro, every day I was studying because people was doing stuff like stupid stuff every day, every weekend type stuff.
Right.
I can't do what y'all doing because I'm not really the smartest guy in the bunch, and it takes me more to retain information. So I was studying every day crazy and some people gonna say that school is not that hard, school is easy, this and that. It's really based on, don't listen to nobody, you know, it's take your own experiences, your perspective, and come up with your own reality, because I can't really tell you what it's gonna be for you, because it might be easy for him, and it could have been hard for me. Which it was a little difficult for me, but that's just how I learned. I'm not really.
That's everybody, bro. Everybody. Like, there are certain things that I can't do that it take me a little more time to understand it how you do. You know.
Do you have any study skills that you could recommend for them? Like what you do, what you did to study?
Keywords. Stop. Don't ask the instructor what the keywords are in here, because a lot of people do that. You know, you want the instructor to basically give you the answer. Just go through and be like, okay, this look important. Do start doing things intentionally. Study intentionally. Don't study because I got a test. Study intentionally, like
because you want to learn the MOS.
I want to learn it. I want to learn it. And even if you never use it, you study it because it may, like I told you, you can maybe need a valve in plumbing. And if you never watch about how to do a valve in plumbing and your sink go to busting and you don't know how to fix that,
that leads me to my crucial point. That made me think about, like, so me, and going back to my experiences going to 9 to Fox,
right?
It actually wasn't my first choice.
Right.
I wanted to go 9 to Yankee at first, right?
Right.
But let's go back to what you said earlier about the 9 to. If you get 9 to Fox, you be grateful for what you have in your life.
Yeah.
If you know that, if you find yourself being a 9 to Fox and that's all they have at the table for you, embrace it. Just embrace everything that come with it.
Yeah.
Embrace everything that come with it, because it allows you to get in the door. Like me, I wasn't blessed and I wasn't fortunate to have a high test score on my ASVAB, but I was able to make something of myself.
Right.
And I changed my beats up. I got a 112 on my GT, and now I can go officer, I can go warrant, I can change my MOS, which I'm trying to do right now.
Right.
So don't be this, you know, don't hold your head down. But if you find yourself having a low score, don't give up. Just take everything, learn everything, and get into the actual Army first, and then everything else can change from there.
That's good. If you don't mind me adding about, right now the situation that I'm going through is, once you in the Army, you don't even taught me this, bro. It's like, it's about you now. It's about you. Even if you got family to take care back home, I understand that, but it's about you. It's about you doing things intentionally. This is an opportunity for you to take care of yourself. It's not for you to be negative, like, oh, I don't get time, because now where you from?
Chicago.
He's from Chicago. I'm from Georgia. So now he may not look at it, I understand, but what everybody notice, like, we may not be blood, but once you come into this, you family now. But everybody, obviously, like everybody, all your family you can't trust, all your family you can't be around. All your family that when you go in certain places and you going higher, you can't be around them. But be around people that's gonna take you to a different level. Be around people that's gonna push you, even if it sounds negative. If they telling you, bro, you need to be studying, then you like, bro, don't worry about me, study. Listen to people that's gonna make you better, and people that want to see you go higher. If you don't have genuine people around you, if you don't have people to challenge you, and that goes for anything, but you don't have that in the Army, you don't really need to be around them people. You don't need to be around them people that's encouraging you to drink every weekend. You don't, you know, just doing stupid stuff, hanging out the windows, and you knowing that I'm being serious, and this your reputation, because
you be seeing that all over
people see you. Yeah, people see you. You run into somebody and you having a conversation with them. In a conversation, you find out they're a sergeant major in another battalion, or
especially on deployment, you be running into all type of sergeant majors on accident. Like you be like, what?
I just ran into my sergeant major from AIT, and it's like, good thing that I didn't act a crazy fool with a lot of people that I may meet. So you just, and you man, I don't care. Well, if you don't care, that ain't the Army ain't for you. There are a lot of people here that don't care. But that's just all I got to say.
And that goes back to how small the Army really is. Like, especially just like in a 92 Fox field, you gonna run into people like
what? I just ran into somebody from AIT today.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I know you, man. He like, I said, wait, what platoon you was in? He was like, I was in Drill Sergeant Whoop Whoop. I'm like, oh, okay. I figured that.
Man, so
that's crazy.
Make sure you have a good rapport with a lot of people that you cool with. Like you say, you're not gonna be cool with everybody in AIT. Man, I got into a couple people in AIT. Like, I flipped some beds over and stuff because I was just, bro, I'm like tired of y'all acting stupid.
Right.
But that's just what I do. I tweak out sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You a big tweaker. But
man, I was tweaking this morning. Hey,
no, you got it.
I was tweaking this morning.
Yeah, but it's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with a little tweaking. You're a grown man. You around 50 other men. You don't.
Man, testosterone be going crazy in there.
I told you, it's not prison, but I have to put that. Well, I'm doing this big.
But this the longest bid we had to do, 9 months.
Yeah. But it ain't that bad though. I learned a lot of stuff. You know, guns looking good, ready to pump that fuel.
So 92 Foxes, we travel also. I think we had the highest rate of traveling for as an MOS.
That's true.
So, like me, I already was able to go to Sotocano.
Get that, man.
Hey, you can possibly, fingers is crossed so you can see if you go to Sotocano. Because I recommend you go to Sotocano, like I said before, man. Like, Sotocano was really a place where you could really, like, expand, meet a whole lot of new people.
Right.
A whole lot of people in higher places.
Right.
So 92 Foxes, you can go a lot of exclusive places and meet a lot of exclusive people. So I feel like that's one of the things that, as a 92 Fox, that's one of the perks. This is my second deployment, and back to back, as y'all kind of know. But you know,
dang, that was back to back, was it?
Yeah.
You didn't get that many months off.
Only 5.
5?
Yeah. But
hey,
like I said, when I go back, I ain't deploying
that
again.
ain't bad though.
Nah, it ain't bad. It's money.
It ain't bad for somebody who don't, you know, understand you.
Nah, it ain't. Yeah. But me now, I had two back to back deployments. I'm ready to chill out for a little bit. But but back to y'all real quick. I just want to say, like, man, just be prepared to travel. You know, as a 92 Fox, and just get out there and explore and take on the Army for real in a positive way.
Right.
And if being a 92 Fox ain't for you at the end of the day, and you get to your end of your contract or whatever the case may be, you could do 3 things. You could reclass, you can stay in that MOS, or you can just get out. You feel me? So take everything with a grain of salt. Have a plan, and at the end of the day, everything gonna be great as long as your mentality is great. Guys, you want to say?
Bro, I feel like you giving out simple information. You asking me simple questions, and I can't do nothing but respect you for, you know, caring for people that's out there, regardless if it's people just say content. But I'm listening to your questions, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
Now, cause
you want to inform somebody.
When you be talking, like, especially people, the feedback I be getting and stuff, it be genuine questions.
Right.
And they be like, man, I'm proud of you and this and that. I'm proud of how far you can, cause they be there like following your story.
Right.
But it's like people actually it's real people. And it's real experiences, real questions that people be having. So it's like, if you can have anything that you can do to help people and whatever they're going through, you know, that is a positive, because there's a lot of people out there who don't know what's going on, man. Who don't, because just imagine, like, I don't know about you, but where I come from, there's not really like Army bases around. Like, I'm not from North Carolina where you got like people like Fort Bragg around you. I ain't had it, so I ain't know what it was like to be in the Army. I ain't had them people to ask questions to.
Right.
So think from that perspective, I'm like, okay, let me help y'all out figuring out what y'all could do, you know, and what you can be in the Army for real. So I'll be trying to help them out as much as I possibly can.
That's
and with
cool,
you, man, the watch go crazy. So the watch, man.
Yeah, I can't flex, but you know.
Hey,
I got that for my birthday though, man. Yeah, the boys turned up with me for my birthday out here.
Shout out to this man right here for popping out. I don't know if you got anything else you want to say. That was it.
Y'all stay great.
And that's really it.
Yeah.
Now I'm finna whoop his ass now real quick.
I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see.
That's it. Hopefully I can answer all of your questions about the overall breakdown of 92 Fox and great video. This is a great video. Shout out to my friend again for even being a part of this video. It meant the world to me to do this and bring this information to you guys, because you guys, I love y'all and I want to make sure that y'all get all the information that y'all need. With that being said, if you haven't already liked the video, share the video with anybody who think might enjoy this content. Get this video to 10 likes, 15 likes. Stop playing with me. For real, it's a family. We gotta spread this family across the world. I love y'all, man. Make sure y'all show love to bro on TikTok. And yeah, that's really it. Gonna make some fire content for y'all right quick. Still looking for it? Hey, we ain't stressing nothing. We ain't worried about it. We finna make a good video, man. We're gonna talk about the pros and cons. I got a whole idea. I like to plan myself out though first. But we're gonna talk about, you know, the whole pros and cons to being a 92 Fox, and if it's worth going into it or if it's not worth being a 92 Fox. Let me see.